I know you can hear the pump from the aquaponic system running in the background, so I hope it's not too bad. Got to keep that running though. I am building a wet wall for a huge swamp cooler, and the way I'm doing this is I'm pulling both of these shutters out and the door, and then I'm going to reframe this thing up, and we're going to move the door maybe to one side or the other. Haven't figured that part out yet, but this is what I do. I figured it out as I go. Alright, step one, remove the doors and the shutters. Done. Now what I gotta do is kind of frame up the metal to the size of those. And then a little bit extra for the drain. Well, the drain can go, I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. Drain could go below it, but I think I'm gonna put it even. And I have to put the sprayer bar across the top. I could actually go a little bit higher, so I'm figuring that out. Okay, tubers, you can see that it's a little different now. All that work I did earlier when I set this building up pretty much had to be redone. But I'm sure that once this is running and it's 20 degrees cooler in here than it has been, I'll be more than happy that I did this. So I'll be more than happy that I did this. So anyway, I still have to frame up the track and the whole frame that those filters are going to sit in. So that's next. Alright, it's done. And I didn't do a step-by-step because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was a lot of trial and error. Still got to paint it because that wood will rot. I'm going to paint it with some exterior paint and hope for the best, and if I have to replace it, at least I know what I'm doing now. It's working. My water wall works. I've got to get a better pump system. Right now I'm using 2 little pumps to get it all the way up there. The pump height won't work for 1 pump. But as you can see, well, let me just take you up there and give you a little closer look. Bear with me. What I did was for those of you who did see what I was doing earlier, what little you saw rather. Alright, what I did do from what you saw earlier was I completely restructured the end wall. I took the doors out, and pardon the mess. My greenhouse this year is a construction zone. Everybody just please forgive me. It's a mess. But there's my door and my shutters. The door will go over here. That will work out eventually into my fish room. And I kind of restructured everything with some extra tube steel that I had to make one giant opening. Then I framed in the bottom to make sure I started with the bottom, make sure I had a gentle slope towards there. And then everything else is square, so it's all at a gentle slope all the way down. Drilled a couple holes at the top, ran my PVC, used a 1/16 inch drill bit, went about every 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches at some part, maybe 1 inch at some part. I don't know. Put a pump over here in the bucket, came up to about its pump height, put another pump, and ran it up to the top, and it's working. And I'll show you how It runs down, you can see it dripping here, and it just gently runs down and soaks this whole wafered paper, cardboardish kind of material. And it is significantly cooler over here than it is in the rest of, at the front of the greenhouse. And once I get the other fan running, it'll pull it all the way back. You can see it's dripping pretty good all the way down. And I just have a simple little reservoir system. It's just a black tote with a pump in it. Comes up to another pump, comes up into a connector to the PVC. Pretty simple stuff. That's just a regular old rain gutter at the bottom here. About $4 a piece. There's about $8 in rain gutter there. But it's hot. In the rest of the, well, actually outside it's pretty warm. I'll show you what it is. In the middle of the greenhouse, it's already dropped it down to 80. Feels really good in here. Once I get that other fan running, the power over here so I can run both of them, it's gonna be real nice. I get a shade cloth. Shade cloth comes in, well, actually ships on Monday, and which is Tuesday's my birthday, so if it's overnighted, I'll get it on my birthday. All right, tubers, I just put on a shade cloth on the greenhouse, along with that water wall in there. It ought to keep it right comfortable. Anyway, this is a 50% black woven shade cloth. It's got to come up over the front yet. I got to pull it up over and kind of lace some rope in between there and kind of pull it tight so that it kind of shrinks it and, you know, kind of holds it in the front. And that's what I'm doing along here. Ran out of rope. I'm using parachute cord because it's really strong stuff, and it does give a little bit, but not much, and it'll kind of keep it from moving on that plastic. I don't want it to wear. I got to do it on both sides, and I'm gonna have to bring that over the back end as well. I don't know, it's supposed to be 98 feet by 32, and I believe, I don't know, I'm not sure it's 98 feet, because that greenhouse is 96. But anyway, it's significantly cooler on the inside, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, now pardon the mess, as always. This is a construction zone, but you can see how much, from where I was just outside, how much shade this provides. And you can see the line along there and how much darker it is and the rest of it. It's supposed to knock out 50% of the sunlight. It's going to be a little higher on this side because this is the north side. It doesn't get as much sun, and I'm real happy with it. I'll show you the temp up here. It hadn't, since I put the shade cloth on, it hadn't been 90 yet. I'm sorry, 80 in here yet. And it is just a little over 74 maybe. Tomatoes are doing really well. I think they're liking the heat. I'm hoping it doesn't affect those too bad. That thing is wonderful. When I get the other fan going, in here it'll draw a lot more air through there, and it'll even cool it quite a bit better. I'm wrapping the tanks with 6mm black plastic, trying to get that algae to go away. I'm going to put a lid over the top that I can move, you know, so I can get in and out of there if I need to. I'm thinking about making it flip, like a cover that will hinge and flip back and forth. Anyway, that's where I am. I have a new pump for that. Haven't installed that yet. It's a utility pump. I think it'll add a little more pressure and probably keep it a little wetter. God bless. Y'all go play in some dirt, some nutrient solution, or some fish water. And we'll see you next time. Alright, I got a little bit more of it. I cinched it around the front. I gotta do that at the back too. No way, it's 98 feet though.